So how did you learn about ASJ here in Honduras?
I arrived in Honduras about 4 years ago, and I'm the director of USAID, the United States Agency for International Development here. But I heard about ASJ, about this group that had been doing things in areas that were really prone to gangs and violence and doing positive things for the youth and cutting the violence rates and the murder rates in this area. I was very interested in what this group was doing to improve social justice, and I found it interesting too because for some reason it was related to a U.S. college called Calvin College, and I was wondering, that's interesting. And then one thing led to another, and I met with Kurt, and I met with Carlos, and it was just something that I was really impressed with. But in development too, I was very interested to learn more about what they were doing and how they were doing it.
And what has most impressed you about ASJ?
I think what's most impressed me about ASJ is their commitment to really deal with hard issues. You know, the grappling with gangs and violence is not easy. Grappling on social justice issues is probably one of the hardest things you can possibly do. And what it demonstrates, though, is that with the commitment of and this is, I know, Hondurans, you know, the commitment of Hondurans to reform, the commitment of Hondurans to change, and the commitment of Hondurans to make this a better country for their children. I think that commitment of ASJ has just been astounding to me. And I think the other donors, like the Germans, the United Nations, they would all agree that this is something, an approach that's based on increasing courage of people in vulnerable communities to respond to these problems and come up with their own solutions. That I have been so impressed with, more impressed with ASJ than most other organizations in Honduras.
And what is your general impression of this organization, of ASJ?
My general impression is that if you can take the principles of ASJ and expand them to more areas, and to get community leaders, and to get parents, mothers, grandparents, etc., fathers, more involved in the solution, but give them courage, because it's not an easy thing to deal in really gang-prone, violent areas, and to get them to use the principles that you've used with ASJ, and to develop more of the courage and confidence that citizens can make a change in front of really difficult issues. I think ASJ has done that better than anyone. You can look at the statistics in Nuevo Siapa, where ASJ has worked, and that model of cutting the murder rates, for example, from some of the highest in Honduras, and cutting that by 80%, while it's escalated in other areas, is a testament to what ASJ has done. And I want to add something too. The ASJ is one group. ASJ has been really responsible for starting a movement called Transformemos Honduras. Transformemos Honduras is really, we financially support Transformemos Honduras to increase citizens' knowledge of what's going on, and to increase citizens' involvement in the solutions. And to give examples, we've worked with Transformemos to help improve the education system. We've worked with Transformemos to help communities report on how much they're paying for medicines in their communities. And I think what I like about this is that with ASJ and with Transformemos Honduras, you're involving Hondurans in the solutions. You're getting them to report on what's going on in their communities, and then you're taking it a step forward. Once you find out what's going on, you try to come up with solutions to give communities a better voice in what they do, but also support greater responsiveness to community needs and priorities. I love that about this organization and about Transformemos Honduras.